Hey Stampers, Gaynor again, and I haven't done this sketch in a while, so I thought I'd do this week's because it's a long and skinny one. I made this paper a little bit longer than I should. So what I've done is, and I've just added detail to these leaves with my score tool. This time I'm going to stamp, and also I'm going to add detail as well, just to see what it looks like. The leaves are lovely, but I think it would look cuter. This is Old Olive on Mossy Meadow, and this is the card I'm using. But I love these tall and skinny cards. They are just the cutest. I haven't stamped inside, but you know, it says nobody gets me like you do, but I just love it. Love it, love it, love it, love it. So these two pieces are cut from the same piece of cardstock, and so is this. But like I say, I cut it, and that point up there is perfect. This is overhanging a tiny little bit. So what I've done, I've flipped it over and I've just kept it together with a tiny little bit of tape. So I can fetch in. Oops. Watch this space. I'm going to do some these are 3¼ by 6 and 3¼ by 6½, and I'm going to do some 3¾ by 3¾ cards if they fit inside my little envelope. If not, then I will go back to 3 by 3. But yeah, I've just kept this basically together, and I want to fetch that right up to the end and just remove, instead of trying to guess how much to take off and take off and take off, I decided just to put a little tiny bit of tape together on the back to keep them. You could undo them now if you want. You could even put tape all the way along. I just used some clear sellotape. In fact, it's coming to the end and I've filled my roll up. But actually, I can add a little bit more. If you want to put a gap between your papers, you can. But who says we've got to do everything by the book? Let's do it by our book. Our methods. We know best, don't we, girls? Don't have to follow the norm all the time. Nobody's going to see the back of that, because that is going to get flipped now and added to my card. And now these papers are quite old, and they are from this set is called The Beauty of Earth Designer Series. Now, you know me, a couple of years ago, I would buy every designer series paper in the book, and then I'd be left with so much. So I've decided, I've just made a list actually to order more, and I was like, no, you've got so much, use it up. I mean, if you wanted to do a mail card, you could just simply flip these papers over and do them in those colours and send it to a gentleman. I'm going to start doing gentleman cards because I think we all suffer quite a bit. Now I've kept my card base. This is 7 by 8½. I might take this down to 8¼ Let's have a look. So let's see what this is on there. This is 8 1/8. So yes, I'm going to take my card down to 8¼ Let's get this pulled out. It's still a tall and skinny card. I just don't want that huge border. You know me, I like small borders. So let's take a skinge off. It's only a little tiny bit. And then we're going to score this at 3½. Might as well do it while I've got this board out. I like to do it a couple of times because I don't think this gives much of an impression. But there we go. Slide that over. I mean, I've known people to back them on cardstock, then attach it. But if you want to waste another sheet of cardstock just to give it a tiny little border, you can. It won't be classed as a waste for somebody else. Let's just move that a sec. I want to get a good impression on here so my card stays. But if you're using thin cardstock, this is quite thick. I mean, in fact, this is 250 GSM. by all means use a layer, but I think that's going to fit on there beautiful now. With my nice little border all the way around, I can just lift that up a touch. And by gluing it together there, look at me, I'm a mucky pop. It'll dry. So, all I've got to do now is just flip this over, add my glue. I don't normally put out 2 videos a week unless it's 2 videos that that are connected to each other, but I might put this one out this week. Give you all a little bonus treat. So either side, little bonus. Put that down. I mean, like I say, you could glue them both in there separately. So I'm using my ovals. This is, I think it's an old piece of terracotta tile. Do you know, I can't remember, but on this one we normally have the scalloped on the outside and then the white on the in. Well, this is the largest oval, and then this is the largest scallop, and believe it or not, they fit that way inside each other. I hold them together, look. So the scallop is on the inside, which is something different. It's normally, like I'm saying, it's on the outside. So I'm going to do some die cutting. Get my little machine out. Do my orange piece first. It matched up with the leaves on here without giving it too much. I think it's quite plain, but you could always buff that up with your blends or even like blending tool just to shabby up the ends. It's entirely up to you. Oh, that went there. That went through there easy enough. Makes a change. So there's our inner circle, oval. Inner circle, I was going to say then. Inner oval. Right, I've lost my ovals. Oh, there they are. I've lost my ovals. But these did retire, but never get rid of your shapes. They always come back. I think they're fetching back. Oh, what's it called? Is that one in there? No, I think that's wrong actually. That one. Oh, Gaynor's getting it all wrong. That's better. Oh, making sure they all fit and layered up. So I'll leave that there a sec. Just while I cut my white over. And when you cut them first, because the stamp set I'm using is photopolymer, I'm not going to make any mistakes. Look at that, I have to push it against my chest to get it going. Because of the stamp set and its sentiment I'm using is photopolymer, when I come to stamp, I can pop it to the side so my flowers fit and make it work. But don't get rid of your shapes ever. So that's me done. Got my shapes. I'm going to be doing some more die cutting in a second. Let's do some stamping first. Pop that out the way. Pop my ovals out the way. I like to put things away as I'm going along, because if I come to it afterwards and find something missing, my OCD kicks off. So I've got my ovals, which are going to layer up beautiful. Like I'm saying, they layer up just inside without too much of this orange showing. So I thought it was a great contrast to build up. Don't know what that is. Oh, their eye's gone. So it gives me just that enough Just enough colour, but without being too bright. So let's get some. I've got, thing is, should I stamp after or should I die? Right, let's do a little experiment. Let's die cut first and see if we can stamp, because that's always easiest. So I've got a spare piece here. My dies have come from All Things Fabulous, which is an old stamp set as well, which I'm not getting rid of either. Let's put them on there because I want 2 lots. Perfect. Let's, ooh. Oh, wait there now, my key. I did that last week and that's join videos together and it was coming up like 22 hours for a 40-minute video. I know, yeah. So my program wasn't working properly. So let's keep them to one side. Let's get our little stamped images. Let's just give this a little experimente. Like I'm saying, this is Mossy Meadow, but I just like the contrast against that. It makes it stand. I think the Mossy Meadow would be too green on the green, if you know what I mean. Let's get some paper. Let's give that down, and because they're photopolymer you can see right through them, see. Oh, that one looks like it's gone on there. Look at that, that is so cute. Definitely. So we got 3 different size leaves. You can see that they're inked. That's fit there lovely as well. Look it, love it, love it, love it. Now let's try the larger one. Because I think when you're using your die machine, you've got to use washi tape. You've got to make sure that your dies are lined up perfectly. But with these photopolymer, look at that, it fits on there lovely. Let me lift them up for you to see. They're all lined up perfectly. Oh, they look a little bit dark, but I can see them. Trust me, they look perfect. So let's get our die machine back in and cut 3 more. I'm going to put them to one side. Let's get these on. Perfect. For that little scrap of paper. See, don't throw these scraps of papers. You'd be surprised what you can get out of them. Oops. Let's fetch that back a sec. That one's slipped. That's it. It's my own fault. Oh, I can never get the strength to start them off. Oh, there we are. Little twang, twang. There's my see, I'll probably get another leaf out of that if I wanted to. Add ink to those, and then I can manipulate them as well with my pokey tool. Oh, let's get these little dies put away because I'd lose them, because that is clumsy. Let's pop them in there. Have I got anything else out of here? No, that's it. But apart from the stamp, I don't think there's anything else out of there. Perfect. So let's get our ink back in. I did stamp in the black, but I might stamp in the green. So let's get this. And like I say, you can see right through them. It fits on there beautiful. And there. Oh, I wish I could show you. Let me see if I can point this up. There, see it? There. Beautifully stamped. Yeah, me having to move it. Let's get my little cloth out because I don't like dirty stamps either. Y'all know me girls by now. I like a nice squeaky clean stamp. Let's get our large one. I mean, they always show us how to die cut after we've stamped. Why not show us how to stamp after we've die cut? If you could see what I see. There we go, perfect. Perfect. Right, while I've got my little cloth out, there's all my little leaves. I'm going to do some manipulating, and then let's have a look. Let's do it in green. Why not? Perfect. It says nobody gets me like you, and I'm doing it to this side. Oh, love it. I do like the black because I think black makes everything look stand out beautiful, but I like to also do it in the same colour as that's on my card. So don't forget to click these into place, girls. Get that on there. I must admit this dries a lot quicker than the black because the black is an onyx ink. And now my glue's plugged up. I do like these long skinny cards. She says, I can't even get the glue out. That's better. It was a wee bit clogged at the top. That's it. And now I'm not squeezing, I'm just spreading the glue around. I don't even know what, I think that's Calypso Coral, I'm not sure, or it's a faded terracotta tile because I found some old cardstock today because I've got a new lot of cardstock coming, you know, the new colours, so I've made way on my designer series paper stands and my cardstock stands, which everybody's seen in my craft room. Oh, that is so cute. Let's grab some dimensionals. I'm only adding 4. I maybe only add 3 this time because I want to be able to stick my leaves underneath. So let's fetch our card in. You could have these popped out to a penny if you were doing everything in bulk. But I'm just going to line this up. I'm going to leave a little bit more space this side. That is so cute. Right, about the same. Ooh, getting good. So this is black, this is green. And on my flowers, I'm just using this coloured designer series paper. And this is on offer at the minute. They're selling it off. So get in there quick, girls. I'm going to try and keep a bit of colour. I think it's half price, I'm not sure. But I wanted to try and keep some of the red colour in there. So cute. And if you want to be precise, you can add, because I haven't got a stamp, you can literally just, I haven't done that on the others, but you can just dot the stamen in the centre if you were leaving them plain. But I am adding gems to mine, which I did on this one. I've got the iridescent pearls on there in the largest size on the flowers, 3 small there, and then I've got these beautiful coloured gems just to highlight the sentiment. So let's get my spongy bit in. Let's get the lid on that so it doesn't clog up again, just until we're ready for it, because I've put the little nozzle back on. I do have a ball somewhere that you just manipulate, but I can't find it. So I'm going to swap it around and use the larger end. And I'm literally basically just going in the centre just to lift the petals. And I don't want to do it too high. I mean, you could go up the petals, you could be here rubbing it, but you're going to break down the integrity of your designer series paper if you do it too much. So I want to keep mine pretty. Let's get these leaves on. So got two of them, two of the little ones, two of the large, and again I'm not following, I'm just gently going down the center of the leaf. But what I'm doing then is I'm where I've creased it, I'm just going to fold it a little bit, just so it gives my little card a little bit of texture and depth and height, and it looks so cute. It looks a bit more realistic. I mean, you could use a ruler if you wanted, but mine are curved. You could go over the whole leaf. I mean, watch, you could literally go over the whole leaf just to curl it. But that makes it looks like a leaf that's not been watered for a long time. It looks a bit withered. But I'm just going down the centre. And then I can fold it. See, it looks a little bit better when it's folded. It looks a little bit less distressed. That one looks like it's been in an arid dry land and it's not been watered for a while. So I mean, you could just pick them up and try folding them, but you might crack your paper. You're not getting the line then. So just going up the centre of each leaf. You can curl these when you've actually glued them down, because you're only going to glue the centre back piece. And I find once you've folded them and you've got that shape, you've got a little platform there, perfect enough just to put your blob of glue on. So again, just give these a little fold. We all want a bit of texture on our card making, so they look like real leaves to me. And like I say, if you wanted this for a gentleman, just use the leaves. Just cut yourself an extra 3 leaves and just use leaves. You don't have to use flowers. Some men like flowers, some men don't. You could use the old wood ring. Do you remember the old wood ring that was in a stamp set and it looked like a tree ring after it was cut open? You could use that instead. But who doesn't love a mail card? I know my friend Nessa loves mail cards. So here we go. I'm going to get my glue out. I'm going to start adding. There's like a platform just on the bottom. So I'm going to fetch my other card in. And with my pokey tool, I'm just gonna swirl it round till the glue sticks. I mean, you can go in between. So I'm just holding it until this glue goes off pretty quick. So I'm going to fetch this one a little bit more round. And now for these lovely leaves, I'm going in just where that base is. I'm not gluing it all because I want it to have texture. So again, I'm using my tool. That way I don't squash the leaves and keep them in there. So there's a one, top and bottom. That's it. So I'm just folding, give texture back to my leaves just to make them pop off the page. Now these slightly larger ones, because we've less space, we can tuck them under the scalpel shape. Love it. Absolutely. Don't worry about that, it will dry clear. But whilst you've got your pokey tool there, just bend up those leaves. Give them some more texture. I love it. And then, oh, where's my other one on there gone? I'm going to add one in there. For some reason. Oh, there, I added one that side, and that, but we've got a little bit more of a gap this side now, so I'm just going to keep all that decoration on the outside. Oh, that is so pretty. I love it. So to ensure my gems stay in a little bit more, just adding a dot of glue on there. You don't have to, but I know some of these sticky back gems don't want to stick. I'll get my pokey tool. Look what I've done to this. Is my old Stampin' Up one. It all flaked, so I picked it all off. And my gorgeous friend Gloria is sending out some of her designer ones. Oh, I can't wait. She's made me one with a little sloth on the end. Oh, she knows they're my favourite. And I'm just pushing that onto the glue. The glue will dry clear. And I know those gorgeous little gems will not come up. And if you don't want to use gems, you could use glossy accent and wait for your card to dry. They are marvellous. And you could even use glossy accents to glue these little gems in as well. But the art glitter glue, it dries clear. So I've got leaves either side. I am loving the way these leaves are looking on, and look how 3D that is. Absolutely beautiful. So again, I'm using 3 just to break up the burger. You could run this through an embossing folder. You could just leave it plain. And I'm just adding these lovely little gems just to break up the cardstock. And these are the opal rounds, they're called. There we are. And then these are the noble peacock. Do you know what? I cannot think for the life of me what the peacock flavour was. It was peacock, and I can't think what it was. So if you girls can remember the name of it. So I'm putting one there, and then I'm going to add 2 small, because if you go to our Facebook group, you will see this week's sketch, and it's absolutely beautiful. But I just love that, and I wanted to, like I'm saying, I want to use up. That's a little bit lopsided. Maybe I could have tilted, but I'm not bothered. I love it. We've got dimension on there. We've got glamour. You could even use your Wink of Stella. I'll do it on the one that I've not stamped, because I don't want to smear my stamped image. The flowers are sticking, they can go back up. So you can add glitz to them, so it makes it look like they've just been freshly watered. There we go. Absolutely. Ooh. Don't want to get too much of that. Oh, but then I could just go down the centres. Just squirt a bit of Oh, that's better. Oh, wow. That's come out. It's been a while since I've used Spring Castella, girls. Love it. You could add a bit to your flowers. There's already sparkle on the gems. You could even go down the edge. Just a nice thin line where your cardstock meets your designer series paper. Just adds a line of sparkle. Oh, what a difference that makes. That is so pretty. Oh, look at that. You can see the glimmer on it there. Just beautiful. Not so much on the leaves because, let me see if I can hold this up. See the sparkle on the leaves? Oh, I love it. But there's the one I did earlier. This is the one we've just made together. I hope you like it and give us a thumbs up and a share. That would be awesome. I just love it. I've got my little tray I made for my blocks, and I can keep my, because I had plastic trays that I used for my blocks, but it was in the top drawer. My top drawer's now like 10 feet away from it. Well, it's about 4 foot away from my arm, so I'm having to stretch all the time to get my blocks. So I've made a little desktop and they fit in there beautiful, and it stays sitting on my desk. And there's my battery gone. Right, girls, come back on the next video. Take care. Bye.